everyone. So I'm going to do a sketching tutorial for you today, and we're going to look at some isometric drawing. Today we're going to draw a sharpener, so I'm going to use this metal sharpener. With the isometric drawing, it's kind of having the focus on the side view of that sharpener. So it's not drawing it flat, not drawing it 2D, it's giving it perspective, it's giving it depth. So what I'm going to do is, on my paper, I'm going to give the paper a horizon line because that's going to help me to work out the perspective to draw to. And on that horizon line, I'm going to put a dot, and that will be my kind of vanishing point. And I'm going to make sure that all my points connect to that vanishing point, and I'll show you later. So I'm going to draw the front of my sharpener at the moment, so that rectangle on the front with the hole, because that's going to be facing me for my drawing. I'm going to draw it to the side of that vanishing point just so I can draw the sharpener on an angle. So simple isometric drawings are just drawing, giving it 3D qualities or giving it perspective, giving it dimension. So it's not a flat object, you're showcasing the kind of dimension of the object. So at the moment, I'm just gonna roughly sketch in some of the details. So I've got that hole where the pencil goes in. I'm just gonna sketch that roughly in so I know where it is. You can use special grid paper for isometric sketching if you want to get really, really detailed. But if you're just practicing giving it depth, if you're practicing it drawing it to a vanishing point on a horizon line, that's going to be awesome. So I'm going to connect every single corner of my front of my sharpener to this vanishing point. That's going to give me my outside parameter lines, my outside lines. Now I'm going to draw the back, I think, of my little sharpener in as well, because it does have a rectangular back, so I'm going to sketch that in. And now I'm going to start looking at the sides. So on my sharpener, it does actually shape in, it cuts into the side a bit. So I'm going to sketch that in roughly. That goes on both sides. And I'm going to start putting in this kind of little blade cut out section as well. This is just rough at the moment. It's from observation. I'm not measuring every little component, but I am making sure that it's in relation to the other elements. So I'm not going to make that screw massive compared to the blade. I'm trying to get it in the right perspective. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think it looks a lot better than a flat front-on picture of that sharpener. It shows a lot more shape to it. It helps the viewer actually see what that object looks like. So I'm going to clean up a couple of those little lines. I can also rub out some of these sketchy parts. And I think I'm going to remove that horizon line and that vanishing point at the moment because they were just guide markers. I don't want them to be in my final sketch. Okay, so I've rubbed out a few of the lines. I'm going to trim / clean up some of those bits. I'm using a pretty dark pencil. I do wish it was a little bit finer so I could get some more detail, but it's all right. So I'm just cleaning it up, making it look a little bit more sharp. A little bit less sketchy. Just kind of defining the strong areas of that sharpener. Okay. So inside that little hole, it's got shadowing as well. It's not just a flat circle. So I'm going to try and catch a little bit of that light and define it so that it kind of looks to the viewer like it is a, tunnel-ish, it is a cut-in section. So So I'm going to shade it a little bit how I see it. That kind of shows that it has perspective there. It's not just a flat sharpener. Cool. I think that looks pretty good. I think I've got the aspects okay. So to finish off, you don't have to do this on a final sketch, but at the moment this is kind of a working sketch, and I'm going to annotate it with the sizing. Helps the viewer get a bit of perspective of how big this object is, because at the moment this drawing is massive and they might think that this object is really big as well. So I'm just measuring it and I'm marking in the actual dimensions so that when the viewer sees it, they can see that it's actually only 0.5 centimeter wide. It's tiny. It's just that my sketch is larger than life. Alrighties, that is it. That is my basic isometric sketch of a metal pencil sharpener. So hopefully that helps you get a little bit of an idea of how to do these perspective sketches.